Hello everybody, grabbing some treats and welcome back to another chaotic live stream. Of course, Olive and Charlie are here. Louie's already kicking off. It wouldn't be a live stream if Louie wasn't being noisy. I actually, if you've watched the live stream previously, you'll know that Louie's always very noisy, especially when Olive and Charlie are out. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get Louie and Kipling out just before the live stream, have some playtime and stuff, and maybe he will quieten down if I do that. And so we did that for a while, and they were very good and excitable. And as you can tell, Louie has decided that he is just going to be noisy. He's going to be a baby, that's right. So that didn't work, but, you know, trial and error. So we're starting with Ollie and Charlie. Can you say hello to everybody? Wait, where are you going? Who's a happy boy? Who's a happy boy? Anyway, now that we've done... Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the chaos. Hello, Casey Camporia 6. Hello, Mr. Teeny. Oh, my goodness. Louie is so naughty. And Kipling. Yeah, Birdie Bird. So, hi, Parrots on Wheels. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Alias. Hi, Court 94. I didn't think you were going to make it, so nice to see you here. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Louie. He's so naughty, isn't he? And Kipling. You'll be able to hear me in a minute. Yeah, Birdie Bird. Baby Chunk. Birdie Bird. Birdie Bird. Chunky boy. They are very loud, Sherry. I'm sure you can probably relate with all of your parrots. They get very excited. Oh, who's that? Who's out there? Who is it? Who's out there? And again, as I say every time, just before the live stream, they are quiet as a mouse, quiet as anything, good as gold. As soon as I start talking, it's scrum time.
It's a little bit naughtier because they've been disrupted recently.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's always fun. It never changes, clearly. Have you? Yeah, sorry, Score 94. The birds are just going to be chaotic. So I'll tell you what I think I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to put Olive and Charlie in, I think, because Louie and Kipling just do this every time, and they get a reaction out of Olive and Charlie every time. So maybe I'll get them back out a bit later in the live stream. But we don't want screaming because I want to actually be able to talk to you. So let's put them back in. Yeah, exactly. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. This is all a trial and error training process for us as well. So it's all very interesting. Do you want to pop in there, Charles? There's a good lad. Where's the sweet girl? There she is. Good job, Olive. Well done. That's right. Okay. Let's have a few moments of quiet time. David is also here. Say hi. Hi, Jonas. How's my week been? Let's talk about the week, actually. Thank you for asking, Sherry. I hope your week has been good and everybody else in the chat. And of course, as I always say every time, hello, special welcome to our Patreon backers and YouTube channel members. But hello to everybody else as well. We had quite an exciting weekend. It's normally a bit quiet here at BirdNerd HQ, where we're just working. But we went to a bug show yesterday, which was really exciting. If you don't know, we don't just have parrots here, and I'm not going to go into too many details, not going to show anybody, because I know people don't like things with more than, 2 legs or feathers or whatever. But we do have quite a swarm here at BirdNerd HQ. And if you don't know already, David actually has a second channel called Spooderpods. If David wants to write that in the chat, you can go and check out David's channel, Spooderpods. You can see all of the other bugs that we have because it's almost monetized, and that's helped out the flock too.
Really?
So she's like, yeah, why not? Everyone's just going to keep screaming. So yeah, we went to a bug show. And we got some new friends who David is going to be introducing on the channel. But it was just really nice. We went out with a group of friends. We went out for dinner and everything like that. But us going out to the bug show meant that Kipling you want to stand over there with them for a minute?
I think I know another reason why it's happening.
Oh, it's because the curtains are open as well. Yeah, so we went to the bug show and we got some new friends. I think if you stand over there with them for a moment, because that's what they like. They like to see each other and be like, what's going on? And yeah, we went out for dinner and stuff, and Kipling was furious that we actually, for once in a blue moon, went and did something out of the house. So he's been so good recently, Kipling. He's been really, really gentle. We've been doing so much progress with our training work. And then from yesterday and including today, he's very grumpy with me. He's furious. He's like, how dare you go out and not spend all day with me, fawning over me and training me and stuff. They had plenty of snacks. They were fine. You know, we weren't gone for ages, but he's very, very angry that we had a day out. So I guess I won't be doing that again. Yeah, they're so cheeky. Like, sometimes they can get a little bit set in their ways with the routines, and we like a little bit of routine, but we don't like to have rigid routines because birds can get quite, annoyed if things change. So we try to get a balance, but obviously they're not robots; they are individuals, and if they're not happy about something, they're going to let us know. But we did have a nice day out and stuff. So if you are interested in maybe overcoming your fears or learning a bit more about other animals, then do check out Pods, because it's a growing passion of ours, and we're trying to change people's minds and make people less scared of certain different types of animals, especially those with 8 legs. So just a little, just a little preparation there for you. Where are they? Pickles and Scampi are.
Just on those
they are behind me. Hope you didn't get seasick there. But yeah, as usual for these live streams, if you do have any questions you'd like to ask David and I about anything parrot related, anything really, then fire away in the chat and we will more than happily answer your questions. Work experience on a farm, that's awesome. That was my first animal related work experience. My first real work experience was in a supermarket, but my first animal related work experience was on a farm for a few weeks in the snow. But it was really good. So I hope you enjoy your work experience on the farm. That's really cool. Is it animal related? Is it to do with more like land management and crops? Let me know. But yeah, farms are awesome. I worked on a farm as head of birds for a good couple of years, which was interesting. I was in charge of about 150 birds. They were my responsibility. So that was good fun. And we had small parrot species and everything, as well as your typical chickens, ducks, turkeys, geese, that kind of thing. So that was really cool. But Pickles and Scampi, who are you? You come to say hello. Oh, it's the scrambler. Oh, it's a baby Scampi. Oh, he's so handsome. Isn't he? Who is that? Is it a Scampi man? Is it the scram? Oh. Can you say, hi, everyone? Can you say, ooh? You say Scampi. 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 He's so smart. What a smart little pudding you are. He can say Scampi and he can say ooh, and that's about it. Are we getting excited? Are we getting excited? Are we going to start posturing? We're going to start posturing because we're a big nasty boy. He's so silly. He's like just.
You really make us look terrible every live stream.
Every live stream, it's got to be someone. That was Charlie. That's Charlie's non-whisper, Adara. Hi, Adara. Hi, Klaus. Yeah, love that, Charlie. And he's just doing it because, again, these guys are out and Scampi's getting treats. And he's like, how dare you? Because that's incredibly rude. A farm for people to come and see animals. That's really cool, like a petting farm kind of thing. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what that sort of noise is from Chard. I think it is like my alarm. Scampi's like, I'm going to go on the keyboard. I don't know what particular sound picked up for that. Yeah, which crimson has been naughty? I mean, is both an option? Scampi, can you come here? Meerkats on the farm, that's cool. They must have a zoo license then. Oh dear.
What a good boy. What a good boy you are.
Should we do something a little bit unusual? Let's go and see the perpetrator. Come with me. Come with me. There we go. This is a little bit different. We don't normally do this. We're naming and shaming. We are naming and shaming Charlie and Olive. We've got Louis and Kipling. We've got, where is she? Pickles P. Do you know what? Let's just do something a little bit different because maybe that will shake things up a bit. So I'm going to try and not do too much shaky cam. But I thought, just because it might keep the Crimsons quiet, I am going to show you their current, well, all of the current cage setups. If you find that kind of interesting, hopefully you'll be able to see on camera, but it will just be something different to do anyway. But before I do that, I'm going to answer Sherry's question. Are conures bonded? If so, do they like being each other more than humans? So we have 3 sets of bonded pairs, and they prefer either option, really. They love being with each other. They love being with us. They have different preferences on David and I, depending on the individual bird, but they aren't like weird about it. Like, it's not like they don't want to be with us or anything. They're more than happy to be with each other or us or everybody together. So hopefully that answers your question. So let's have a little look at Olive and Charlie's. I'm going to try not to have my big head in it. This is Olive and Charlie's setup. We've got one of those beautiful, beautiful solar toys up there, which they've been loving. Back Zoo Nature solar toys. We've got seagrass mats. We put these platforms in at the back there, and they have been absolutely loving having large platforms in there. So every cage has at least one large platform in there now, which they are really loving. We sprinkle treats on there and stuff and put foraging devices up there, which is really fun. We've got Olive's toy box on there. Got loads of toys. I'm trying to keep it steady, clearly doing an absolutely horrific job of that. And then, of course, we've got the substrate down there. And then we've got Lulu and Kipling. Yeah, and Char. We've done Char, haven't we? Jelly! This is Lou and Kip's cage. And as you guys know, they don't come out in the live streams because I won't have any keys left on the keyboard, and Kipling will be very angry. As you can see, he's a little bit worked up about the laptop being here in the first place. That is a Crimson kind of go-away behaviour, I suppose. So you can see a little bit of their cage setup. I'm not going to annoy them too much because obviously they don't really like this and they're like, we've never done this before. But that's their setup. Then we've got Chip and Fish. They have got some lovely solar toys and cardboard and mahogany pods and all kinds of lovely things there. Uh-oh, Fish. And name and shame you. They'll be coming out a little bit later. Then we've got Chip sitting on his seagrass mat. And then, whoa, we've got the substrate at the bottom. And then we've got Pickles and Scampi's cage all down here with their platforms and other toys. We're just going to stand over here with Charlie and we're going to see if he's going to be quiet. And then we'll go and sit down. Does Lou need a bit more of a special setup with his leg? Yeah, so David did a video on birds with disabilities. I have a video on birds with one leg. And he is very adaptable. He's so wonderful. He's really, really good at adapting to different scenarios and different situations. But there are a few things that we have kept his cage the same with, especially when he came to us from his previous home. So they always have, you can see, they've got a swing in the middle of their cage behind me. He loves a swing. He likes to sit on it. Their sleeping perch, I don't know if I can show you. Their sleeping perch in the kind of back right corner is like slightly curved, and he can kind of rest on it and lean. So that works really well. And of course, he sits with Kipling. Calm yourself down. Then he's got the platforms and the thistle boing and things like that. So we do make accommodations for him, but he is very good at adapting to different situations. These birds are so naughty. Again, every time the live stream, they're normally fine. But as soon as we start...
Moments, but yeah, definitely during the live stream.
Yeah, exactly. So let's sit down and see.
BirdNerdSophie is praising the cage setup.
Thank you, BirdNerdSophie.
Sherry was asking if birds get on, which we have a question an awful lot. Do all the birds get on?
Do all the birds get on together? Nope. No, they don't. And that is because 6 out of the 8 of them are rescues or rehomes. And also they're conures. That makes it a bit more challenging. But no, they don't all get along. Our days basically revolve around them. But we're working towards having a different setup. We do active bonding work, protected contact with all the birds all the time. It's just not something we talk about because I just feel like a broken record just talking about how we're doing like through the bars training with a variety of different birds. But we do work on it a lot. Hi, Iris. Don't worry. Charlie has been out, but he's gone back in again because everyone's being noisy. Uh-oh. Oh, Scam, where are you going? Trying to cuddle my hair. Don't get in your face. Let's see. Yeah, everyone's so excited today. They're just absolutely bonkers every time we do a live stream. But I would expect nothing less at this point. We just have to roll with it. And if anyone really is struggling or can't cope with the fact that they're super noisy, then, you know, parrots might not be the optimum pet. Does Pickles P want to say hello to anybody?
Yeah, she does.
Would you like to come and say hello? Because she's so beautiful. She says, hello, it's Pickles P. Pickles P. Peekabee. I love Conya's head on. They're so silly. Peekabee. Oh, Scampi wants to say hello. Is it? We're going to say hello. Are you going to be nice to your Scam?
I'm at me first.
She's like, I need to go on top of the laptop. I don't think we need to go up there, actually.
Your Queen Sophie.
I'm not actually keeping up with the chat. Let's do that now. So good for him. Just like anyone with a disability, he can do anything with the right setup. Absolutely. You know, as you guys know, I also have a disability. I'm really impaired. If you can't tell by my absolutely ginormous glasses that everyone loves to point out at every opportunity. But you know, we don't let our struggles get in the way, and Louis is living his best life. I do get some people who don't know about his story like to message me saying, "Oh, I feel so sorry for him," but you don't need to feel sorry for him. He is having the best life possible. He has his own little boyfriend. He has anything he could ever want and more. As Pickles is just grooving because I'm talking. Beepy! Hi, Queen Sophie. That is high praise, Brands. Thank you.
BirdNerdSophie repeated his.
Yeah, thank you very much for your kind words on the Konya, well, all of the cage setups. BirdNerdSophie, thank you. Hi, Konya Collective. Welcome, welcome. You like my glasses, Sherry? Thank you very much. I don't really have a choice. I've got to like them, but they do the job. Brands, would you recommend biodiversity? I assume you mean biodiversity bird blends as a daily base food. It's very hard to say a daily base food because, as you guys know, we talk about it all the time, that variety is super important when it comes to bird diet. So I wouldn't necessarily just pick like one blend and say that's all we would feed. We like to feed lots of different things, but the blends that BioBird Blends do are very diverse. So I do a couple of things together, but ultimately we love to have fresh food in the morning and then dry foods in the evening. That tends to work best. It tends to make birds more likely to try fresh foods in the morning. Thanks, Queen. You are most welcome. That is what we do, but we absolutely recommend biodiversity bird blends. Do you like to be naughty to your scram? Adara, you are very naughty. Enjoy feeding your little zoo. I hope that they are better behaved than our little monsters. Thank you for coming, and it won't really like it. Will it let me love it? It'll let me love it. Okay, good. Thank you very much for your generosity. It's very, very kind of you, and kisses and love to you and all of your flock. What's your idea on Birdtrix dehydrated chop? Because it is too tiring for me to make chop because it takes a long time. So the Birdtrix, it's like, I think it's dehydrated or freeze-dried, whatever it is. It's fine. If you want to offer that, there's nothing wrong with that. What we recommend for fresh stuff is to try and make it weekly, but also try and use some of the ingredients that you'll be using in your foods that you're feeding yourself. So we try and meal plan our meals around the chop as well, and be like, okay, we've got, you know, courgette and carrot and peppers and then broccoli and stuff like that. If we've already got all of that, that's already 4 ingredients towards the chop. And if you're sat there thinking, but my diet is beige, I hear you. I understand. My diet really wants to be beige and I enjoy beige food. But we can, you know, work with our birds to make our diets healthier as well. So trying to make a real point of incorporating more fresh foods into our diets can actually help keep us healthier too. Would you like a walnut, Scampi? Who would like to spin for you? Shall we get you a walnut? Because you're doing some beautiful spinning. They're pine nuts, you don't like them. Right, I need to try and open this with one hand. It's just really difficult. Can I open this?
You want me to open it for you?
Oh, he's getting very
excited.
He's like, give me the walnut. You pass me a walnut, because you know. Come here.
He's so excited.
He's incredibly excited. You good? You good? You good? You good? is jealous that Scampi has worn up. Having some freeze-dried is great if you have in hand and you're super tired. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with offering that. We offer freeze-dried in the evening, as we've mentioned before here. There's nothing wrong with that. You can absolutely offer freeze-dried. Obviously, fresh is best. But there are going to be times when maybe we feel under the weather, or finances come in the way, or our shopping's late, or whatever it may be. So it's good to have things like that on hand. Chip Stan, yeah. I mean, Chip is the absolute goat. You know, he is king. He'll be coming out soon. So you'll get your Chip fix there. He's a little hero. And we've got some things to talk about with Chip, which I'll talk about in a second. I'm still trying to follow the 50-40-10 rule of chop pellets and seeds. Yeah, it can be hard work to make chop every week. Some people like to freeze chop to make it in larger batches with bigger diversity, and then you can take frozen chop out and things like that. Not every bird likes it. Our guys don't like anything frozen, but you could experiment with doing that. We don't really follow a 50-40-10 rule here. We basically say 50% fresh food in the morning, which is usually half sprouts and then half vegetables with a small amount of fruit. And then in the evening meal, we go for a diverse dry mix, which has some tops pellets in it, but we don't follow that particular formulation. I don't know if that's a Bird Tricks one or not, because I don't have their cookbooks, but how do I say it? There's no like set in stone, absolute perfect way of doing things. And although we offer many recommendations about how we do things, you know, you don't have to take our word as gospel. You know, you can do your own research. You don't have to take any other creator's word as gospel. You know, question it, do your own research, and try and do the best that you can for you and your bird. So I don't know if that's a whole ramble. What are you doing, little Scram? You're going to have to flip for everyone if you want more walnut. And then you'll probably want a drink afterwards, won't you? And yeah, guys, don't forget, if you have any other questions or anything you'd like us to chat about, do let
Waffles
me
comment.
know.
That's pretty horrible. That's true. Do you want me to read out to you?
I found a pineapple conure last week with one clipped wing. That's very sad. So I only got a hold of me on next door, and she bit him.
It's like, you know what, Mum?
Wow.
My bird bites, so I'm just going to let it out.
That's really sad, Chicken Waffles. Your username is really cute though. That's really sad. I had a similar sad email this morning about people just not being able to cope with birds' behaviour problems and looking for not so nice solutions to it, when you can absolutely work through it through training instead of ultimatums. But that is a very strange thing to do. If you are struggling with your bird so much and you feel like you've tried absolutely everything and anything, please reach out to a parrot charity to rehome that bird. You know, don't just let them free, because you know you have to be really lucky for someone like Chicken and Waffles to find that bird. Otherwise, that bird is not going to do very well. Let's put it that way. Would you mind giving Scampi a drink, please?
Does he actually want one?
He might.
He keeps saying that he wants
yeah, no, but he's just had like 3 bits of walnut, so he may want a little.
We've both got loads of conure, guys, and it's just really about getting him like relaxed and trying to repair the damage the previous owner did.
Yeah, we both have conure playlists, but the trauma of being let loose and not knowing where to find food and everything like that is quite a lot. So you may have to work through some trust issues there, or maybe they'll adapt really well. But that's really sad, and I hope that no one thinks that that's a good idea, because it's not. Go over the basics of how you guys started syringe training. Excuse me, I'm just gonna have a little drinky. And then I will. So with syringe training, we started off with a syringe full of freshly squeezed fruit juice. We present it to our bird, and we use a bit of like free shaping. So we present the syringe to our bird. We wait for him to look at it. Great, you can have a treat for that. Look at the syringe, great. Maybe one step towards the syringe, great, and go from there. It's a method of free shaping where you're allowing your bird to make the choices and understand the consequences of their choices, rather than bring the syringe to them and then be like, whoa, I don't know how I feel about that. We are reinforcing for them making the choice to approach a different object. What are you doing, Pickle? Come here. Come here. But I do have a whole video on syringe training, if you haven't seen that already. But that's usually the best course of action, where you are reinforcing your bird for making the choice to interact with an object rather than the object coming to them, if that makes sense. Thank you so much for watching our video, Chicken and Waffles. I hope that you found them useful. I know there's quite a lot to sift through, but the conure playlist will probably be a really good place to start. And thank you.
My one or your one?
Both? Why not both? You know, David and I, obviously, we both make similar content, but we do make a really firm point to try and make our content different from each other as well. Obviously, we have different presenting styles, different backgrounds, different choices of information to put into different videos. But yeah, maybe you'll find value in both of them.
The behaviour one's probably worth watching on my channel, and lots of diet stuff on yours.
Yeah, David has a really great selection of really great conure behaviour and sounds meanings, so that you can understand what your conure is telling you. Which you
have just all that lovely diet and training.
Yeah, diet training, how to get your bird to trust you. My last video that I put out yesterday is how to bathe your bird, which you may not need to do right now because obviously there's a lot of other things to do. But if anyone hasn't seen it yet, do go and watch it. It shows you a variety of different ways you can bathe your birds and tips and tricks and things like that, because bathing is important. But again, as with every single topic on bird care, there's a lot of like drama and forced opinions on the internet, which is unnecessary. So I like to kind of simplify it down and let you know
you go in a bit
what's going on.
You're going in a minute or two, aren't you? With your shorter live stream out.
Thank you, Scort94. Yes, we do, as I said, we do try really hard to make sure we don't just duplicate content, or if we do similar videos, we try and upload them at different times. It's not like I'll do a video on bathing and then next week David will do one. That wouldn't be very fun. So we do try, even though the content is similar, we go for all different kinds of topics, and we've got a variety of different things. I'm going to be doing an updated sprouting guide because my old one is quite old and I sprout differently to how I did it in that video. Not that it's necessarily wrong in my old video, but I think the way that I do it now is better. Video and eye pinning and stuff. David has just batch filmed a whole load of videos.
Yes, if Mr. Teeny's still in the chat, Mr. Teeny, could you please just say it's in the chat? I have something to tell you. That's it. You don't have to show me. I've got my little hand in my little weird position.
Thank you, Iris, for watching. Do we have any finches? Not at the moment. Love to have finches though. They are.
What? This is a very brutal way.
What?
So, do you remember we were talking about on Discord about the filming style? So I filmed the core skills series that I talked about, and what I did is I integrated the style we're discussing into it, the one we used to use. So we'll see if it actually works. The pause for learning and stuff. So there's a whole series of that in there now. It took me a lot of extra time, so I had to B-roll it as well, but it's been done.
You're furious, won't you?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
If you have no idea what we're talking about, and you would like to join a very fun and supportive community.
You really shouldn't.
Scampi's like, no, I want to go and mum's head. If you want to join a very fun and friendly, supportive parrot owners community, you could always consider joining us on Patreon. It's always on my channel. You can go and find the link, patreon.com/BirdNerdSophie. You get loads of extra videos. There's over like 100 and more than 100 videos on there and posts that we do that aren't on YouTube. Yeah. And you get to join our Discord server where you can live chat with me, David, and all of our friendly Patreon backers. Scott there recommending it. I'm glad that you think it's worth it. So if you'd like to come and join us over there, you're more than welcome. We'd love to see you there. And as I said, you get all the kind of exclusive behind the scenes info. He's probably going to poop up there, isn't he? So yeah, if that's something you might be interested in.
So we put this closer so you've got an option. You can choose where you want to be. You do. The wingy wings indicate that.
Mr. Teeny is looking forward to the content. Do you have any idea why my conure randomly stopped eating his veggies? It could be the way that you prepared them, potentially. It could be the freshness of the veggies. I know the quality of the produce in the UK at the moment is terrible, so that could be a factor in it. It could be that they might be too wet. It could be that maybe your bird is just being a little bit fussy at the moment. You need to try and present them in a different way. Sometimes our birds like finely chopped veggies. Sometimes they like them chunky. So I would look at how we are preparing them and serving them and go from there. Love you too, Brands. And Chip Chip is there. I'm going to bring him closer in a second. Hi, the Shana77. Welcome, welcome. I've been talking for ages now. My throat's getting funny. Can I?
I don't think you're going to be able to lure him because he's snacking.
Did you see the way he just squeaked at me? That's so rude. What if I give you some millet?
If you give him a minute, he'll be fine.
I know. Let me see. Oh, hello, sir. May I borrow you? No? How about for this? Would you like this? Yeah.
These guys were so busy this morning. They were all over the floor. They were patrolling around.
Oh,
Very happy.
yeah, you're in a real boss man mood, aren't you? You say hello. No? You're going to fly it off. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not going to make you be here. Where's your brother? Brother's snacking. Go on then. He's like, absolutely not.
You are. That is so unlike you as well.
I've even got a bud of millet here and it's not good enough. He just wants to stand.
You're not reinforcing enough.
Yeah, Scott, exactly. Sometimes birds can be picky. As we also know, birds see on the UV spectrum, so the food might look completely the same and normal to us, but actually to them it may look less appealing, and that's not your fault, but it may just be the way that they are perceiving the food, and they can tell the freshness or the ripeness and things. We don't quite know, but that could be a factor as well. That's awesome, Chicken and Waffles. I'm really glad that our content helped you get things set up so quickly. We do our very best to try and support you guys. It is something that we absolutely love to do, even with the challenges of YouTube. We really love it. Are we enjoying the fall season? Yes. This is.
Are we enjoying it?
I am. Speak for yourself. It's my era, my season. I'm a fall girly. I love the hot drink. I don't love the screaming, that's for sure. But I love the hot drinks. I like the cooler weather and things like that, and the rain, and pumpkin season. Do you mind standing with the conures for a minute?
Which little man wants to play?
Okay. Yeah, I love fall. It's my time of year. My birthday's in November, so I like this time of year. It's my jam. I don't like it too hot. I don't like it too cold. So yes, are you enjoying it, Lana Gray? Love you too, Von.
I'm much more of a spring summer.
You are a spring chicken.
I don't mind winter so much, but yeah.
I'm the autumn goblin. You're a spring chicken. How would you train two cockatiels at the same time? I tried training one at a time in order to improve focus, and they stay on task with the other. So screaming, contact calling. Well, Brands, how about if David's up for it, we will train two cockatiels.
How receptive
I'm going to see.
I'm going to see. Like, I want to play movies. As you can see with this.
Let's see if they're up for doing a little bit of targeting. Let me see. And Sherry, I don't get to control the ads, unfortunately. I can try and stop them when I see them, but it's just one of the things. YouTube is just forcing ads left, right, and centre. So we have like the most minimum settings on, and I try and stop them if I see them happening.
Not that you see a penny of it, don't believe me.
Sometimes it's out of my control, I'm afraid. So let's see, shall we?
No, you have to touch it before you can get your treat, I'm afraid.
So it can definitely.
Fish is just like a step up. You just want to play. I know. So you want to play.
So when you're training two birds, keep the session short. It's usually better to have two separate training stands.
My shoulder, understand. That works well as well.
But it can be tricky when it's just one person doing it. So trying to do individual sessions often works better.
Not really.
Trying to keep the session calm, which we're obviously not doing during a live stream. But yeah, trying to have two separate training stands, keep the session short. And low energy where possible.
More time? I know you're not really motivated. Chip
Well,
wants to train really badly.
Let's talk about Chip for a minute. Is he willing to come and say hello to everybody?
Give him some minute, you will.
He's like, absolutely not. You have super fans here, Judy. Oh, Wingy. Okay. I asked him, he said no. He's going to fly around the room instead. Are you done, sir?
You are daft, aren't you?
So, that was a little sneak peek into
1 second.
chaotic stuff. Let's have a look at the chat because I have missed out on a few things. Yeah, I like the cooler weather too, Mr. Teeny, like Halloween, the rain, the fog. As long as I can come into a nice, warm place afterwards and that kind of thing. I'm sorry that the boys are annoying Sonny.
Don't use a chopstick chicken and waffles, or get them used to it first.
Oh, 37 degrees Celsius weather in Texas. I do not envy that. That's too much. That is very, very warm. I hope you like the demonstration, Brands. So, Yvonne, have you seen my video on how to get your bird to eat veggies? Because I mean, there's no set time frame. Again, this is another thing you see online. Would you mind standing with the conures, please? Because they're being really noisy.
These poor boys want their.
Well, they can stand over there as well.
Do you want to stand over there as well?
So, yeah, there's no set time frame to work on those sorts of behaviours, and don't let the internet tell you that you should have, you know, sorted things out by now. Go with what works. Try things like freeze dried or dehydrated for now. Try the different textures, different veggies, different presentation methods, different times of day. Maybe you try eating it. You know, there's a whole variety of different things that you can try, and just be persistent and do it every day. And there's always going to be wastage, so don't be afraid of that. But just keep going. I have full faith that he is going to get back onto veggies and hopefully enjoy them as well, and, you know, go back to sprouting and soaking and things like that.
Okay.
I'm sorry that, you know, the birds are annoying, all of your birds, guys, but that is the reality. They are noisy. You are very kind, Lana. So sorry, Lana. Thank you so much for your kind words. I don't feel glowing. I feel like an absolute goblin. But thank you, Lana. That's very kind of you to say so. It's probably the light behind me. Let's smooth out the imperfections. All of them, many of them. Yeah, I'm sorry, Henry, as well, in the Shana, that, yeah, it's just noisy birds makes birds noisy. Yeah, different types of target sticks. Can't speak today, clearly. These put the teeth in. Different types of target sticks can help trying to get birds to target, and also using the free shaping type thing. So you present the stick, and if your bird looks at it, great, you can drop a treat in their bowl and they can come and take it, either from you or the bowl. Present the stick, they'll take one step towards it. Perfect, you can reinforce that. Even though target training is a really simple behaviour, you can break it down into smaller steps. It doesn't have to be you present the stick and they touch it. We can make that into teeny tiny little steps to set them up for success. Sprinkling with chia seeds. Jonas, it's a really good idea. They soak up the moisture. There's little crunchy bits in there and things, so they can be a great addition onto veggies and things to get birds interested. Descent to the stick is key. Absolutely, Mr. Teeny. You know, some sticks are just intimidating. David and I have spoken before that some birds really don't like the telescopic sticks that have the ball at the end. They can be terrifying. Sometimes just a simple chopstick. Again, to us, it's like, well, it's, you know, it's just a beige chopstick. Why are they scared of it? But to them, that might be absolutely terrifying. So absolutely pairing it with something positive can be very beneficial. Noise is just life with birds. Parrots and wheels, I completely agree with you. It's always noise until bedtime. And then we get 12 hours of quiet and then 12 hours of noise, which is great fun. Yeah, exactly. Just because they'll target onto one type of stick doesn't necessarily mean they'll target onto a different type of stick. Some birds will if they have a lot of descent history and they're willing to interact with different objects, and some birds won't.
Also depends how well established the behaviour is as well, because they may just transfer over depending on the changes.
Lots of variables there. Guys, I know you prefer Daddy, but would you like to say hello?
If you get Fish over, then he'll probably stay with you.
There we go.
Fish wants to be over here.
Okay. Oh dear. Okay, I've tried, guys, but as you probably tell, so we mentioned before that Chip and Fish had so naughty. They had a night fright. Chip lost most of his primary feathers, which meant that he couldn't fly for a little while. And it was very stressful, but his wing feathers are growing in really quickly, and now he can fly and he's doing great. So that's awesome. In the scenario of you wanting to introduce a new member to your flock, how would you stop/minimize them mimicking the loud/pitchy scream, especially the annoying ones? You can't really. I mean, so it's really cute. We had Kipling the Crimson first, and then Charlie the Crimson joined us at a later date, and they both, after a period of time, started imitating each other and doing similar sounds, not like Crimson sounds, but like imitating each other's learned vocalizations. Chip, we hadn't had him for very long when we got him many moons ago, and he heard our smoke alarm 3 times, and then he was like, okay, I'm going to start mimicking the smoke alarm at every given opportunity. I'm going to do it at 3 a.m. one time. It's just, yeah, great fun. So it's really hard to not encourage that kind of thing, but of course we don't want to accidentally reinforce undesirable vocalizations where possible, and reinforce ones we do want to hear more of. So Chip and Fish used to be very vocal when they were babies. Now that they've matured into grown men, they're not as vocal. They've got a different kind of repertoire of sounds and things, but they did a lot of baby babbling when they were little, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Chip, fish. So say hello to everybody if you're not going to come over here.
Why is that turned off my...
Say hello. Absolutely not. All the big fluffs. Big fluffy babies. He then poops as well. Good job. Let's not have him on there. Is it harder raising baby cockatiels? So we didn't have them as babies. We had them technically fully weaned, although I think that the breeder may have given us them a little bit earlier than they probably should have. I don't recommend raising babies at all. I don't recommend getting a bird two-hand feed at home. It is not something I recommend in the slightest, and we talked about that a few times, but if anyone would like more detail on that, then feel free to ask anywhere and everywhere. But we had them from a couple of months old, and I wouldn't say it was particularly hard. It was interesting and good fun and stuff, but for them, they're very good. Your brown lorries just started saying some words. That's adorable. Oh, I love that. Brown lorries are really cute. You don't really see them very often, so that's adorable. Sunny licked the screen when the boys came on. Clearly, Sunny has a crush on either Chip or Fish. How long do you think it will take for the bird I found to grow the feathers back? If the bird is clipped, then you're going to have to wait until the next molt, and we don't know when that is, unfortunately. It could be... I'm just going to show you this quickly as well. Chip and Fish, this is what they like to do at the moment. I like to go on the desk and bonk things and bark and crawl all over the keyboard and bonk the pens.
Use my keyboard as a table. Yeah,
use the keyboard as a table and get all the millet crumbs right between the keys, because it's really important to make sure you do maximum chaos. Yes, you have to wait chicken and waffles for your birds to molt, and we don't know when that's going to be, unfortunately. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend clipping the other one either. It's very unfortunate that they were clipped in the first place, but you can do some stepping up training and things like that, and then slowly move on to hops and recalls and things, and then build up muscle strength there. And offering swings as well in the cage. You can offer swings to help with exercise and muscle strength and things like that. Parrots at Wheels, he taught Alba to be vocal, and he taught the rest of the birds as they join the flock. I love that. What about Lixie? How does Alba compare to Lixie and things like that? I'd like to know that. Better than destroying the keyboard, yeah. As I've mentioned, Kipling's had 2 of the keys off of my other laptop. Charlie has had one, and Olive has had one. And Olive absolutely ruined the escape key. Like, I have to really press it down if I want to use the escape key, because she absolutely butchered it. They're not allowed around this laptop that we use for work and consultations and stuff. I want my baby's feathers to look more shiny. Is there a specific vegetables or food that you recommend for that? I do have a video all about feather health, which you might find interesting. To be honest, it's more about just having a real balance of a healthy diet and bioavailable protein as well, from things like sprouted seeds, grains and legumes, because of course feathers are made up mostly of protein. So we're going to make sure that they're getting the right kinds of protein, and that's where sprouts coming in, having a nice diverse sprouting blend and things like that can be very beneficial for your bird. I literally cannot speak today. Are the bossmen going home?
They are.
Okay. I'll be around.
Finish running around the keyboard.
Yeah, we can have a nap now. I'll be here. I'll be here for a few more minutes, guys. If anyone has any other burning questions, do let me know. But yeah, for feathers, sprouts are awesome, and just having a diverse diet in general is also very good. That's a very good idea, the Shana 77. Trying to block them off the keyboard could be quite a good idea. Sometimes I'll put like a notebook on my keyboard when Kipling's out, and then he'll just move it out of the way and just chew a key off, or try to chew a key off anyway. Ways everyone likes to celebrate fall with their flock. Yeah, boiling the spices and bird safe aromas is awesome. Love that. Love the natural fragrance. I just like making the most of pumpkin season. It's only like for 2 weeks here in the UK, which is a shame. But when pumpkin is hopping, we like to get pumpkin and put that in the chop, let them eat the seeds from it, and the seeds can be fed raw. You don't have to cook them or anything. You don't have to cook the pumpkin. All of it is safe to offer raw. And just a bit of descent to pumpkins as well, because they're quite terrifying. I just, enjoying snuggle time a bit later in the day as the evenings get a bit darker and things like that. Yeah, hemp seeds are great for them too, Iris. Absolutely. And Charlie will demonstrate that in a minute. I'm going to get him out for the last couple of minutes. So again, if anybody has any other questions, do drop them in the chat. So cute, parrots on wheels with Lickty. So Sherry, feather plucking is a really complex issue. It's very hard, especially just on a live stream. We would have to really analyze the situation of why a bird is plucking. The fact that she's had, tests done is awesome. But if it's behavioural, then we would need to be looking at a whole variety of things like diet, your training setup, your enrichment schedule, flock dynamics. There's a whole variety of things and reasons why birds pluck. But one thing I would recommend to every single parrot owner to introduce into their parrot's diet, whether they have a bird who plucks or not, is tulsi, organic tulsi, also known as holy basil. That is amazing at helping birds to cope with any kind of stress, and that could be just natural stresses in the environment of the fact that they're living in our homes rather than in a different sort of habitat. But also it is a natural antidepressant, anti-anxiety. It's just really good for your bird's mental health. And yeah, for one bit of advice for everybody to introduce into their bird's diet is organic tulsi. You can brew it as a tea. You can offer it sprinkled dry over chop or in the dry mix, whatever it is. Let's see here. The new bird stand. If we talk about the one that I mentioned before, I didn't end up buying it. I just did not get round to it because we had so much drama, especially with Chip hurting himself. I still need to get round to it. It's still on the cards. I just didn't get round to it. But I need to.
Oh, Klaus is talking about that stand that
Yeah.
you're going to buy, and I was like, only if you can find room. I don't think Sophie found room. She hasn't bought it.
It's more, I was planning on doing it, and then I don't know if it was that night or another night or something. There was just so much stress, I completely forgot to even get it. Still on the cards. I just did a massive order today for loads of soaking stuff for the birds. So I need to actually get on with that because I think the birds will really enjoy that play stand. I need to get Charlie out, really.
Okay.
A little full breakfast. Scott, that's really cute. I like that. They're like seasonal goodies.
I answered the Shana about the hemp seeds because you can't just say that hemp seeds make a bird hormonal. They can contribute to it because they're high in fat. But then same with all sunflower seed diet. It's moderation. It's all what it's all about.
Olive, you need to come here and show everybody your messy beak.
We've been
What
eating.
have you been snacking? Look at this messy beak. What have you been snacking on? Look at that mess. What have you been snacking on, my sweet baby? Do you know? What do you want to say? Oh dear, naughty motorbike outside. How many raw pumpkin seeds from a fresh pumpkin are okay to serve a conure at once? You can offer a couple. It's hard to say an exact amount because your bird might just throw them around. You could offer, 3, 4, maybe even 5. If they're eating all of them all in one go, they'll be like, oh, that's a bit weird. Maybe they'll just like to chew them up and stuff. But yeah, just a few is fine. My mum is here. Don't worry about being late. Everyone say hi, Sophie's mum. It's fine. Hope you're okay. Is that funny? Why does the bird smell differently even if they are the same species? I think you can compare that to humans. We all have our own unique smell. Charlie's clearly unhappy about that. Where are you going? Yeah, every creature is going to have their own unique smell. Could be hormonal changes. I do have a video on why birds smell, so that might be of interest to you. But yeah, sometimes it could just be hormone balances. It could be what they've eaten, especially if you feed a diverse diet. What do you smell like today, baby Olive? Do you smell like a princess? Are you perfect? You are perfect. Can you say, thank you so much for coming to the live stream, everybody. Love you. I realise I missed loads of the chat as well because
someone Teresa Chan asked, where do you buy Tulsi seeds? We don't really do Tulsi seeds.
We don't do seeds. It's like a leaf. And if anyone wants the link to where we get Tulsi from, then email me, DM me, whatever else it is, carrier pigeon, whatever, and I can give you a link to the ones that we buy in the UK anyway. In the US, I don't have a supply for that. If anyone knows one, let me know. But Tulsi is amazing. Yeah, you excited? You excited, baby? She's so happy. She's so happy, baby.
I like the way a cockatiel smell. I think they're my favourite smell. I like when they smell like cucumber.
They do. They smell like cucumber or popcorn as well.
They probably smell all right. Olive smelled like feet when we first got her.
Because she was not treated very well. She did indeed smell like cheesy feet. It was disgusting. It would make us gag when we would interact with her.
What made us pick conure? I mean, in some ways, I wish we'd picked more cockatiel because
we were supposed to be picking kakarikis. So we went to the place where we got chip and fish just to scout them out and kind of see them in person, hear them. And then Pickles was there. And then the rest is history because she chose us. So yeah, we've told that story like 1,000 times. I feel like we talk about it on every live stream, but I love it because it was love at first sight for us and Pickles, and she literally said, "I'm coming home with you," and we said, "Okay, I suppose you are then."
Scorch smelled like coriander. Smells nice.
Coriander, amazing. I know not everybody likes coriander or cilantro. It's a very controversial herb. I like it. You don't. It smells quite soapy.
I don't mind it if it's in food.
You don't
I don't
love
like
it though.
the smell of the actual leaves being around it. Annoys me. It's too much. We don't recommend fresh Tulsi generally. We recommend it. Tea's the best because it's going to be most concentrated. Then like dry
so fresh as in like dry. When you brew something as a tea, it becomes more potent. If you offer it dry, it's still fine, but it hasn't unlocked as many benefits like the behind the paywall of the brewing. So offering things like that dry is perfectly fine. But if you brew things as a tea, let them cool down or cold brew them, then it's more beneficial.
For new burners, what does it take and what are some expectations of owning a bird?
It takes a heck of a lot of patience. My goodness. So you need to be patient. Yes, you do. You need to prepare for every scenario, and then they'll still throw you a curveball. You need, again, seems to be a controversial one, but I'll say it every time, you do need to be financially stable because they are an incredibly expensive pet, because everything that they need is expensive. You need to make that commitment to them. And, if things go awry or life changes, you need to make sure that you're willing to put in place a plan to make sure that they have somewhere they can go to that will love them just like you did. You need to be committed to meeting their needs and, making things work, but also making yourself aware that these are still a wild animal. They're not a domesticated species or collection of species. They are still wild animals, and having them in our homes is really challenging, as you've seen then. Hello.
Patience is like the most mega important one, because you imagine if we'd reacted in a different way when they were screaming, because it's frustrating when you're trying to do a live stream and they don't normally behave that way.
Oh yeah.
Imagine if we'd lost our temper or started yelling at them, that just made it worse. So you have to be patient in so many ways.
Can conures eat coriander seeds? Yes, but they are best soaked for about 8 to 12 hours. Yeah, patience is everything. I have most of the patience of a saint, especially when it comes to the birds.
What do you want?
Where are you going? What have you seen? What do you need? You've seen some snacks. So yeah, I'll be here for another 1 minute, guys. So 1 minute, burning questions. Drop them in the chat, and then we are going to go and make some dinner. Not for you guys, but for us. We're going to make some pasta bake, which is obviously not very exciting, but it's fine.
It's very exciting.
What are the benefits of milk thistle seeds? They're great for the liver. I cannot speak. My goodness, it's a long day. Milk thistle is great for liver. liver health and things like that. If you are going to offer them, you know, sparingly. We don't want to like fill our birds. Do you want to go poopy? We don't want to fill our birds up with milk thistle seeds, but
teals for me as well.
Having a few.
Always teals number one for me.
Conures or cockatiels? Yeah, it's cockatiels for David, but it's conures for me. My favourite parrot species in the entire world, out of all of the almost 400 species of parrots, are green cheek conures. Sorry, Charlie. I do love crimsons as well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still like, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? And Charlie is wonderful, and I love the cockatiels and everything. But green cheeks, whoops, careful, got caught my jumper. Green cheeks have just stolen my heart. I just absolutely adore them. Everything about them. So those are, but that doesn't affect how we love them or how we treat them or anything like that. We don't have favourites in the flock. Everyone gets treated equally. Don't they? Where are you going? Join on there. Doing a as well. Momo is a cute name. Wow.
Well, I think that's a smell, isn't it? Not
yeah, that would be an interesting diet, but yeah, musky and sweet. They often can smell a bit musky and sweet. Conures, it's interesting. Yeah,
we didn't think it's what you were feeding.
I mean, some people do, unfortunately, but yeah, that's an interesting smell combination. But yeah, that's quite normal. And on that note, we're going to call it a day. So thank you so much for coming to yet another chaotic live stream and listening to my birds scream all day. I hope you've got your fill of screaming. But as Mr. Teeny, that I love the bird smells now. They're very, very nice. But yes, thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate each and every one of you for coming to join us for yet another live stream. Don't forget to watch my latest video, How to Bathe Your Bird, which is on my channel now, if you haven't seen it already. And of course, go over to Spooderpods to go and support David as well. He's this close to getting monetized. And of course, all of that will support the flock as well. So we really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for watching our videos, and commenting, and just being amazing bird nerds. We love all of you. But thank you so much for coming, guys. Take care. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.